Hey guys, Jared back here again from mudNwheels, talking to you today about prop shaft phasing. Now some of you guys are going to say, Jared, why the hell are you making another prop shaft phase video? You already have two. Well guys, I've just discovered here in the last couple weeks that there are some issues with the late model Can-Am rear prop shafts, and I'm going to get into that here in a bit. First of all, most of you guys, if you watch my other videos, you know what prop shaft phasing is. It's when you want this yoke and this yoke to be both perfectly lined up in its 12 o'clock position. And at first glance you'd think, yep, that looks pretty good. Now on second inspection, just do a quick little test here. Something doesn't quite feel right. Go over to this one. Same thing. These two prop shafts are both brand new, never been installed on a bike. This one came off a late model Can-Am. This one's pretty bad. This one is definitely responsible for differential failure. Now we'll go on to this granddaddy of them all here. Oh, too much. This is the worst one I've ever seen. Like I was saying, in most cases, when prop shafts are out of phase, they are splined wrong. In our situation right here, all these prop shafts are splined correctly, with the exception of maybe this guy, but we're going to look into him in a bit. And we're going to see if we can get it straighter with changing the spline. These shafts were actually manufactured incorrectly. When they were welded together, the tube welded to the fixed yokes, they were not clocked properly, putting them out of phase from anywhere from 6.5 degrees over here to 1.7 degrees right here. Okay, so in most cases, when a prop shaft gets out of phase, it happens when the guy who installs the prop shaft would separate at the slip joint here for installation, and when they put it back together, they just get it wrong. They don't get these two ears to line up. So we're going to take a closer look at this shaft because it is so far out. And you can see that it's got the stock clamps on the boot, never been off. The boot's not twisted. So I'm going to mount this guy here in the vise. We're going to take it apart and we're going to see if we can get this to sit a little bit straighter. Just be back in a bit. Okay guys, so we're back. When you got her mounted in the vise, this end being perfectly square, you can see just how far this one is out. It's quite a bit. I've actually measured it to be over 6.5 degrees out of phase. So let's see if we can straighten it out by just take off the boot here and moving in the spline, so you can make it fit a little straighter. So that was one spline. Now it's pretty off kilter that way. I'm going to try one more. This is the way it was, I think. One spline. So having done that, the only way that this thing got so far out of phase is when it was welded together with these fixed joints here. I'm going to show you how to do a quick couple of measurements to confirm this for yourself guys in a little bit, but there's a couple other pieces to the puzzle here that we're missing, and this is the most evident one right here, and I hope the camera can show this. I hope you guys can see this, but if you look at this shaft right in this area, there is runout. There is a bend in this shaft. So not only were the yokes not clocked properly, but there is runout. They were not square when they are welded together. That's going to cause severe vibrations, coupled with the 1.7 degrees out of phase right here. That is probably not going to be very good on your U-joints, on your drive lines, on your differentials, transmissions. So a rule of thumb in automotive style drive lines that spin anywhere from 1500 to 2000 RPM is the typical automotive driveline application. 2 degrees maximum out of phase is the upper service limit. Now keep in mind that these prop shafts are turning very close to the same speed as an automotive style. The only exception here is that the U-joints run on a much steeper angle. So your 2 degrees out of phase is going to be amplified severely through the U-joints and cause damage that much quicker. So I'm going to tell you guys, or going to show you guys how you can set this up at home. Do a couple of basic checks, and it's not maybe 100% accurate, but it will definitely give you an idea whether or not that your prop shaft is out of phase, out of true, and you can have it checked out from there. So we're going to get this set up. We'll be back in a minute, and I'll show you guys how to do this test at home so you can check your phase on your prop shafts. Okay guys, so before we get started, I just want to tell you that this is not 100% accurate. If you do it carefully and you have your shaft mounted in a nice solid fixture, I can generally get within half a degree every time I try this. It's not perfect, but it'll definitely give you guys an idea of whether your shaft has a twist in it or not. And so anyway, what I've done, I just downloaded a free app on the old iPhone here. It's an angle gauge. So find a nice flat machine surface like right here at the cap, and we'll just put the phone on top here. And we'll turn it around. So not reading 180 degrees. So 1.6 degrees there. That's just probably the slope in the floor. But we'll go right to this end. .7 degrees there, so we're out, 2 degrees. That's on the exact upper limit of an automotive spec for driveline, coupled with the extreme angles that we fight with our Can-Ams all the time. That would be an extreme angle in my opinion. Okay, so we'll check out this one now. This one actually came out of a bike. It doesn't have that many miles on it. I could tell as soon as I looked at this shaft, it was out of phase. If your shafts are out of phase, they have a crazy wear pattern on the differential yoke. The slip joint gets loose, super loose with the amount of miles it's got on it. Those are all telltale signs that your prop shaft is out of phase. So this prop shaft has destroyed differentials. Let's see how far it is out. Get the app set up here. Turn the phone around. Okay, we're on a nice, why didn't it flip? Okay, try this again. Okay, third time's the charm. 2.6 degrees. .8 degrees. So again guys, this isn't 100% accurate, but if you do this a couple times and I'm getting within a half a degree every time. This shaft is measuring a consistent 3.2 degrees out of phase, and damage to your differentials is fairly immediate. So if you're running a shaft over 3 degrees out of phase, you can expect your differential not to last very long. And I've measured this guy before, and it's measuring at over 6 degrees. It's coming out like 6.5, 6.7 degrees out of phase. You don't need a fancy iPhone app to tell you that it's twisted. When you're running one this bad, damage is pretty much immediate. So I guess it just, why am I telling you this, guys? Well, if your bike is chewing through differentials like crazy and blowing U-joints and transmissions, you got to have a look at your prop shafts. They may be defective right out of the box, right off the showroom floor. I told you that these prop shafts are late model Can-Ams. I'm still doing my homework as to exactly how widespread this problem may be. So I want your guys' feedback. If anybody sees this video and does these tests and measures their prop shaft, I want you guys to send me an email or comment on the video below. Let me know what year, make, and model your bike is, and try to put together a picture of how many of these prop shafts, how widespread this problem is. So anyway guys, just thought I would share this with you. You got to check your prop shafts. Hey guys, Jared here, back again. It's been a few days since I first started shooting this video. I was pretty hesitant to even shoot the video at first because I didn't know how widespread this issue was. I didn't know which models it all related to. But after doing my homework and doing some research and digging into this the last few days, pretty confident I have a lot of information about this and I can shed some light on this now. So what I found here so far, guys, is that 2017 and 2018 XMR Outlander 1000s and 2017 and 2018 XMR Renegade 1000s are primarily affected with this. So far, with the measurements I've done and from the prop shafts I've seen in person, those model years, the prop shafts have been out anywhere from 2 degrees all the way up to 6.5 degrees. Also, this is an XMR Renegade shaft here. It is out of phase. It also has a bend in it. Now I'm going to try to get you a shot here to show it. From this side, it looks perfectly straight. If I flip it 90 degrees, now just with the naked eye, I can pick it up anyway. This side is kicked out right here. Tell me guys if you can see that or not, but I can see it. And also this shaft here is out 3.5 degrees out of phase. So in my research, I ended up buying 6 Can-Am brand new prop shafts out of the box. I measured them all. Every single one of them was out of phase to 1 degree or another. I took them to a prop shaft or a driveline shop, had that confirmed. I also had them cut them and reclock them to get the phase to 0. I also had them straightened and balanced. So I will be selling these shafts now. All 6 of these are sold. They're guaranteed to be balanced, straight, and within 5 degrees of prop shaft phase. So what I've learned so far is essentially if your prop shaft in your Can-Am is 2 degrees out of phase, that is the very upper limit for phase in this application. And if your prop shaft is 2 degrees, you'll probably be fighting with water intrusion through the pinion seal and a whole bunch of other issues. So that's 2 degrees. At 3 degrees, like this one, 3.5, it's a matter of time before your differential fails. And at the upper end of 6 degrees, differential failure is almost immediate. So, like I said, we'll be selling these shafts. We're in the beginning of the manufacturing process of this. These ones are all sold right now. When we take care of the balance, the straightness, and the phase issue, I think we're going to see a lot less pinion seal leaks and just a lot less frustration, a lot less diff failures. So anyway guys, please share this video with your friends. Everybody with a 2017 or 2018 Can-Am needs to see this video. If anybody has any information to add about this situation, comment or email me or get a hold of me, and I'd love to hear your input on it. So Anyway, guys, I just wanted to say that sometimes it's better to get to the root source of the problem. Bigger and better isn't always best. That's what we're all about here. That's what gets me so fired up, is to try to find the root cause of an issue and then solve it. So I believe I found a root cause of an issue here, and we have solutions for you here. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, I just wanted to give you a bit of an update here. Let's just adjust that just whoa, too much. Give you a bit of an update here. I think in the last video or the last segment there, I said phased within 5 degrees. I really meant to say half a degree. So anyway, I'm just gonna go back to the old trusty iPhone here again. This isn't 100% accurate, but it's pretty damn close, and it'll give you a good idea. So that was 2.6 degrees. Reset this here. And we're registered at 2.9 degrees. So this is the worst one of the bunch. It's 0.3 of a degree out. So we're gonna certify that these will be within a half a degrees of perfect phase. Anyway, guys, just want to give you that little bit of info. So see you out there.